Hey everybody, Tristan here. Quite a few people have asked me to give them a walkthrough of my pedal board, so I'm happy to oblige. There's quite a lot of that stuff on the internet, and I'm just as nerdy as the next person, so here it is. First of all, my new board, I've just built it, is a SCHMIDT Array SA600 custom board in night blue, and it's a beautiful thing. And first of all, the input here, I've got a stereo jack lead going in, tip ring sleeve. Reason for that is I had a dual source pickup fitted to my guitar, an LR Baggs dual source pickup, which is obviously in stereo. That then goes into the back of my preamp, which is the FELIX instrument blender. Goes in stereo. One channel 1 is just the pickup sound, and channel 2 is the microphone sound. And over here you can blend them between the two with the mix. I'm at the moment, I haven't used this live because of the lockdown situation, but at home it seems to work pretty well with about 40% pickup. Sorry, 40% mic, 60% pickup. So that's where I'm at the moment with it. So what happens then? Okay, so at the end of the chain, we'll get to the pedals in a minute. At the end of the chain over here, you can just see I've got, there's 3 XLR outputs on the other side of the board. The reason I've got 3 is that 2 of them, 1 and 2, are the stereo outputs that go to the desk, the balanced outs, and the other one is another balanced out, but that's mono and that's a dry signal. So that bypasses all of the effects, and I thought it might be quite useful live, maybe for monitoring or for a wet dry rig, or possibly in the studio for DIs, etc. Anyway, remains to be seen when I try it all out. But basically, the first thing to say is I've got an effects loop coming out of the back of the FELIX. That goes into, first of all, the tuner. It's an always-on tuner, a little Boss tuner without the foot switch on it, because it's always on. That then goes out into the GAMECHANGER Audio Plus pedal, which is a sustain pedal. Let's just hear how that sounds. Excuse the bare feet, I'm at home. Now you might hear there's a little bit of modulation on that. That is because that has its own effects loop, and that comes out of there through, I'll just open up, underneath here we've got a JHS Unicorn, which is a Univibe pedal, just to give a bit of modulation on the trails, which sounds kind of cool. Oh, just a little bit of a shout out to the STRYMON power supply over here. This little box is powering my entire board, and it's amazing, that unit. I've got so many pedals running, like high current draw pedals as well, and it's running them all beautifully. By the way, those catches are very satisfying. Just to say about that, the FELIX has its own power supply because it's got transformers and whatnot, so it's not actually powering that, but it's pretty remarkable anyway that it's doing all of that, handling all those duties. A lot of heavy lifting there. Right, so the effects loop comes out of the back of the preamp, not the effects loop, sorry, the effects chain comes out of the back of the preamp out of the unbalanced output, and then it goes in mono into the GFI system SYNESTHESIA, which is a dual modulation pedal. Just got it, it's awesome, and it's currently blowing my mind with all of its capabilities. Goes into there in mono. The signal is then split into stereo into the STRYMON timeline, and then out of the timeline in stereo into the BIGSKY, out of the BIGSKY in stereo into the PIGTRONIX Infinity 2 looper. Then it goes into, finally, RADIAL JDI stereo DI box out of there, out with those the yellow and the blue little short XLR cables to the outputs there. So that's the chain. It's a bit, the only downside with the FELIX is it's only got a mono insert effects loop. So in order to run stereo effects, I have to go out of the unbalanced out and then back into the DI box. So it's a bit of a costly workaround, but what price tone, as they say. Anyway, that's all of that. Latest addition, apart from the SYNESTHESIA, is this, which is my Disaster Area Designs MIDI switcher. I'm just getting the hang of it, and I've set up a few go-to sounds. Patch 1 is just a basic reverb. Really nice reverb. Not too over the top, but got some real nice ambience to it. Patch 2, preset 2 rather, brings in a delay. So it's a stereo delay in dual, so it goes from side to side. You might notice that the patch is called Nancy W because I use it for these dreams. My cover of that. Preset 3. Just messing around with this. I've got a slow reverb on there, and just this cool slow volume swell effect on the synesthesia. Which is pretty nice. And the fourth preset I've got is again, it's just the studio reverb sound with a tremolo and a bit of a flanger going on. So that's kind of cool. One other thing to say is that the expression pedal I've set up to affect the delay time and the mix on the BIGSKY on this on my basic reverb setting. Got to go between the two. Which is a nice effect. Massive atmosphere. Anyway, what else? Last thing. Oh yeah, okay. So this here is basically works with the plus pedal, my sustain pedal, but it kills the dry signal. So you only get the wet signal, which is a nice effect as well. But the other good thing about it is that it works as a global mute for the whole board, hence its position on the board. It's really easy to get to. There's a mute button obviously on the FELIX, but that actually works just as well because it kills everything, kills the wet signal. Sorry, it kills the dry signal, and you can still tune with that on, obviously. Even got a little colour matched Braun alarm clock going on here, which I got off Amazon, I think, for about 10 quid to fill up that little space. It's really useful on stations to be able to keep tabs on the time. Tap tempo, that is just that works with the looper for just so you can just play and record and play a loop just the once, and it will stop after once. There's a whole new set of you know, I could do a whole other video just about the looper pedal, to be honest, but maybe I will, but just not in this one. Anyway, that I think covers it pretty much. If you're still watching, congratulations, and that concludes my little pedal board walkthrough. Hope you liked. See you later.